I am recording.
I am recording. Ba ba ba. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 686th episode of the Pokemon Podcast. It's super effective. I'm your host, Steve. With me is Bobby.
Hello. I am progressing in my journey to level 50 in Pokemon Go. So last week I was on here. I was 21 million away, and now I am 16 million away. So gained 5 million XP this week. So we're moving forward. We're moving toward level 50.
Dang.
A true Pokemon Go player. We also have Glau returning, aka Austin. I will switch between their names multiple times throughout this
Hello.
episode.
Hi, I just want to say to all the reality TV fans listening, I am hurting with you. I
don't
feel
know,
it.
I don't know if that's Big Brother or Survivor or whatever.
Big Brother.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Isn't Big Brother a little scandalous?
Yeah, there's some stuff going on that's a little bit scandalous right now.
Okay. Well, speaking of scandalous, this whole episode will be dedicated to Malamar.
That's my friend. Don't talk bad about my
It's
friend.
my friend, Malamar. Our episode today is going to be, we're going to talk about Malamar and how there's probably a Mega coming this week. You can now get your shiny Ting Lu. There's some TCG drama. Oh, there's always TCG drama, whether somebody is breaking into a store or scalpers or whatnot. There's more. There's a Stamp Rally happening in Pokemon Go. There are multiple Stamp Rallies, actually, because they announced Stamp Rallies for the Safari zones. Still has not convinced me to go to one of those. We now know how many people went to Worlds, according to NPR. That's a good source of news. And then we'll talk about some Pokemon Sleep. So that's our episode for the day. Hopefully we're not missing anything. I'm sure we are, but but the important news, the news that we all care about, Malamar. There was. That's it. All right, moving on.
Just Malamar.
People like
The guy
Malamar?
in the car is so cool.
The-
That guy in
Oh.
the car is awesome.
Yeah. People love Malamar, right?
But what?
Maybe.
Do they?
I don't know. Malamar's like okay. It's like middle of the road for me. It's not awesome, but it's all right.
It's like a top
There's
800 Pokemon.
700, 600.
wow.
No, 7. We'll do 700.
It's got a great shiny. Shiny's great. It's gold.
Yeah.
Gold
You got to
shiny.
turn your thing upside down to evolve it to get into it, That's
true.
fun.
If they put gold sparkles on shiny Malamar, like a
I'm back
Mega
in.
Halucha situation, then it would be real good.
I'm
Yeah.
back in.
Malamar's fine.
So they
Fine.
showed a trailer of some sweet Malamar spray paint, and then it led into interviewing some Malamar guy in a car, and then it ended with a song, which is kind of catchy, honestly. Whoever came up with the song,
The song's catchy.
Mhm.
yeah, the My Friend Malamar song, very catchy. And we're getting another trailer for Malamar on Wednesday morning, which, I mean, come on, it's gonna be Mega Malamar, right? Like, that's what this
But
is
what
all
if it's
leading to.
not? Watch it not be. No,
Yeah,
it
that
will
would be
but-
wild. It's just like Mega Zoroark or something. I don't know. I think I am happy to see them, what looks like, continue to expand away from Gen 1 Megas, because I think a lot of people were a little concerned when the first two Megas they showed us were Dragonite and Victory Bell.
Yeah.
And so it is
And we're
nice
also
to see
assuming-
that continue.
We're also assuming Mega Star Me because the one trainer girl has a Star U and she's wearing a Mega bracelet.
Right.
Right. And then also, maybe it was just
The-
my own theory, but I feel like Mega Arbok is potentially coming because
Oh, because of the
one of the like people you're against, one of
The
the
leader.
antagonists has that Arbok.
My
Yeah.
only pushback on that is there was like the Mega Steelix behind him and on like the wall, but I don't know why he wouldn't be using a Steelix if that's the case. So yeah, I feel like Arbok could be possible.
Yeah. Guy loves snakes. Yeah.
Or
so
Malamar.
that's nice. Or Malamar. And these trailers are great. Again, like we talked about last week with Halucha and then with Victory Bell. And now even just this teaser, like this is a very cool way, I think, to show off these new mega Pokemon. I really like all these trailers and all this marketing that they're doing for these megas.
There is a My Friend Malamar campaign in Japan right now at most Pokemon centers, I believe. It's running from September 5th through September 10th. My Friend Malamar will be running across all Pokemon centers in Japan. The campaign claims to be about bringing the charm of everyone's favorite friend, Malamar, to the world through in-store decorations and more. Some fans living in Japan has taken pictures. This is off Nintendo Soup, by the way. And it is like a Malamar standee. There are like little Malamar pamphlets they're handing out, which include the graffiti that you saw in the trailer. There's Malamar plushes stocked at all the Pokemon centers. The Shibuya Pokemon Center, which if you guys don't know, the Shibuya Pokemon Center lets you do like custom shirts. It's the only Pokemon Center that ideally you can do custom shirts, but what happens is there's a very long line and then they turn everyone away because they have too many people in line and they can't make enough shirts for the day. So you either have to get there really early. If you're going to Japan and you want a custom Pokemon shirt, if you're trying to play on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you've already lost. You've already messed up. You need to go like during the day, like a Monday. But it looks like there are Malamar shirts at the Shibuya Pokemon Center, and then there's, you know how they hand out like the little Pokemon Pikachu Go hats when you're playing at like a Go Fest? It looks like they have those kind of hats, but for Malamar, which is something. So that's I ask like why if people really like Malamar. I know people do like Malamar. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's gonna be YouTube comments that people are like, "Yes, I love Malamar." I just don't believe that Malamar is more popular than like Halucha, but maybe it is.
No. I think what this actually is it's a little bit of sarcasm. Like it's a little bit of playing on the fact that Malamar isn't like an overwhelmingly popular Pokemon, and that's why they're like doing it like this. That's why they're showing these like mega, like these huge super fans of Malamar, because I think that's what is so funny and unexpected about all of it is it's like, wait, Malamar of all Pokemon?
I think it will get people to like Malamar.
Yes.
I think now people are going to be into it.
Because of the song.
Yeah.
This
I've not paid a whole lot of attention to Malamar in the past, but like Malamar's got great hair.
You're buying into the propaganda. You're buying into their Malamar propaganda. I do like how every mega has been like slightly presented differently. Like Dragonite maybe gets a pass because it was just in like the trailer and we saw it in game like right away, and that was like the surprise there. And then Victory Bell had like that horror thing, and then Halucha had that like much longer story driven like comeback story, and then Malamar is this like weird propaganda marketing thing which is going on for a second week now, where the first one's only had that 1 week. I'm curious if they're going to continue doing that, like almost every week another mega. And part of me is like, that's really smart, because not only is it easy marketing for your video game without showing gameplay, but it continues to get people to talk about it, right? If they just showed another trailer of like catching some Pokemon or battling a trainer, I don't think it would be as impactful as what they're doing with showing off megas. And then the other part of me is like, this is Sun and Moon all over again, where they're showing something every single week, and then we get to the game and there's like no surprises. But I don't know. I do admit that there are surprises to megas, but like if you don't care about the Pokemon, how big is the actual surprise, right? Like if you really don't care about Malamar, I don't know if a mega is gonna like really push you over the edge.
Yeah, I think people do like. I mean, we know that people like seeing new forms or like a Pokemon looking different, right? So in that regard, I still feel like even if you don't care about it, it doesn't feel like it's a new species, but it does feel different in that way. And I think that's okay. I am on the side of I don't like to have everything kind of spoiled beforehand. I do like having surprises going into a new game, but if they're going to show us things early, doing it in this way is cool because I'm really enjoying this part of it as well. So if I'm going to be spoiled and I'm going to know what's coming up in the game, at least it's being spoiled in a very enjoyable way and not just dropping trailers of here it is in gameplay, because that wouldn't be as fun.
My other like add-on to that is it seems a little bit odd. They're just like spoiling what the Mega Evolution is like right away. Like we know it's Malamar, and there's no like surprise watching the trailer being like, oh, I wonder what it could be. But also, I don't know. The whole Malamar thing's very fun, so I'm not mad about it, I guess, but
yeah, that is true because with Victory Bell, we were surprised. It was right up until the moment, right? Of you were kind of on this journey with the trainers going into that house, and with Halucha and Malamar now, it kind of feels like, oh, we already know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
we already know what's
going to evolve. It could have been Machamp, I guess, but
it could have been Machamp. I think some people thought it was going to be Halucha and Machamp, like they were both in a Mega.
Really? They already gave Megachamp a Gigantamax.
Gengar.
No, Gengar and Charizard are in a different,
they are
level.
In a different.
Sorry, Machamp fans.
They are in a different league.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I kind of, part of me wishes there wasn't everything shown. I wish there was a surprise Mega Evolution to be had. There probably will be a few they don't show. But marketing wise, it makes sense. I get it. So it is what it is.
Yeah, it's fun. It's Malamar.
Woo!
It sure is. I guess we'll find out. We'll find out next week. What I would think it would be funny if it's just another Malamar trailer, and then it like more. It would be way better if it's just more propaganda and they don't actually show it Mega, and then they like lead to the next week. That would be maybe the best thing they could do. There's no way they didn't shoot more footage, because what was the Malamar trailer like? Not even 90 seconds long. It was like really short.
I think it was a minute long. I think it fell under a minute.
Yeah.
It was very small either way.
So if they do like another week of Malamar propaganda and don't show it Mega, I think that would be best scenario. But I do like the concept of like, okay, everyone knows that Malamar's Mega evolving, but they're not going to show it. But we like know.
That would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool.
Going back to Scarlet and Violet, you can now get your Ting Lu. So if you forgot to do this, I think, Bobby, have you gotten any of these yet?
Yes, I have. And I have Ting Lu and the shards. So I'm caught up.
You can do, if you haven't already, you do not need Nintendo Online. You don't need, you didn't need to have participated, but you can get Shiny Wo-Chen, Shiny Chen Pao, and Shiny Ting Lu now. You can get all three right away. If you want to wait, there will be one more week of what's it called? The fish, Chi-Yu. So Chi-Yu will go until the end of the 14th, and then the distribution for Chi-Yu will be the evening of the 18th. And then you can get all four at once. and then all 4 are going to expire at the same time, which is the end of the month. So if you are waiting last minute, you have about 12 days to get all 4. And if you want to know what the defeats were, it was 6 million for Wo Chen, 5 million for Chen Pao, and 2 million for Ting Lu.
I don't want to say no one likes Ting Lu, but that shiny is not on the same level as the other 3 shinies.
No. Also, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't that start during Worlds or like around the same time Worlds was? So I would like to maybe think that could be why the numbers are a little bit lower.
There were only like 20,000 people at Worlds, though.
Copium right? A little bit, sure, but you know, I'm just hoping Chiyu is easy peasy.
I think Ting Lu was a week after Worlds. I think Chen Pao was still going on at Worlds.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I think Chiyu will see more battles than Ting Lu.
I think that's the best shiny.
Yes, it's a very good shiny.
I think shiny wise, everyone seemed very excited for Chiyu. Chiyu's good. It's good. This probably applies to maybe 5 people listening to the podcast, but I will bring it up. Right now we are in regulation I or something like that, whatever the current regulation is. This is the only time you can get the master rank ribbon on one of your mythical Pokemon. And it goes until let me double check here. Oh, wait, no, we're on regulation I. We're on regulation J. Regulation I is like in-person regulation. Regulation J is the current. So it goes until... Oh, Sarumi is saying it's going until January 4th. So plenty of time, actually. That's not true, though, because it's going until ZA comes out. Because once ZA comes out, you're not going to go back to Scarlet and Violet to do like some battles. So let's realistically, it's going till like October 14th. So you're allowed to use 2 restricted Pokemon, including mythicals on your team. And then Regulation H is running until November of 2025. That is in-person / live tournaments is Regulation H. And then Regulation J is going until January 4th. What that means is if you are trying to get specific ribbons on your mythical Pokemon, you have to win 1 Master Rank battle. So you have to get to Master Rank, and then once you get to Master Rank, you can't drop out of Master Rank. You can lose points, but you lock into Master Rank for the remainder of the month, and then it resets every month. And then you don't even have to have the Pokemon on your team of 4. It just needs to be in your team of 6. So once you make it to Master Rank, you can put like Mew on your team, not bring Mew to the battle, but Mew's part of your 6, win the battle, and then Mew will have that Master Rank ribbon. I say this because there are people who care about ribbons, myself included, and not every mythical is allowed in every game. So the first time we had this was in Sword and Shield, and I have, it was funny because I'm doing this for Shaman, and somebody came into my stream and they were like, oh, do you really like Shaman? And I was like, no, I don't even like Shaman. I just have every ribbon on Shaman that I can get, and now I'm like committed. I don't even like Shaman that much. But Shaman, if I remember correctly, wasn't allowed in Sword and Shield. So even when they ran this tournament format, I couldn't get it in Sword and Shield. So I have to do Shaman now. And if whatever the next game is, Gen 11, Pokemon Plus and Pokemon Minus, whatever they call it, that's just an old joke from when people thought there was going to be a Pokemon Plus and Pokemon Minus. That never happened, obviously. If I have to do it now because I know it qualifies, and then ideally and hopefully the next game, maybe Shaman's not included, and I wouldn't be able to get it anyways. So, the mythicals that are allowed in Regulation J are Mew, Jirachi, Deoxys, Fione, Manaphy, Darkrai, Shaman, Arceus, Keldeo, Meloetta, Diancie, Hoopa, the other Hoopa, Volcanion, I don't know why Sarumi has it listed twice. Well, I guess because it's type changes. Volcanion, Magearna, Zarude, and Pecharunt.
No Zeraora?
No Zeraora. So
Always
you
forgotten.
should have got your
Always
Zeraora
forgotten.
ribbon in Sword and Shield when it was allowed. I do constantly forget that Zeraora is a Pokemon as well.
It's so sad. It's such a good mythical.
I feel like I forget about Pecharunt more than Zeraora.
Yeah, well, Pecharunt's
Yeah, that's
newer,
true.
I guess.
I've seen quite a couple Petcharunts on the ladder.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I didn't
maybe it's
know
good. I don't know.
it's not good. I'll
Oh,
tell you
okay.
that much.
Well,
Most mythicals are not good. I've seen a lot of Magearna on the ladder because Magearna has the soul heart ability or soul whatever it's called, where if your like teammate dies, Magearna gets a boost. And so what
Oh, got it.
happens is people are bringing like Annihilate, or I saw somebody bring a Doug Trio, and then they'll use the move Final Gambit to knock you out, but then to knock themselves out. It hasn't worked for them. I have won every time.
Oh.
It's like, we're doing this Final Gambit strategy again. The other mythical that has seen more play is Arceus, and people are running normal Arceus with extreme speed and Swords Dance. So it's just like a bulkier Dragonite, I guess. I don't know.
Is it working for them or no?
Yes. I think the problem with Arceus on ladder is Arceus can learn a million moves. I actually don't know how many moves it can learn. So you know that it's going to be extreme speed, but you never know what the other 3 moves are going to be. And that's like the tough part about it. Also, because Shadow Calyrex is so dominant on ladder, you can't hit Arceus with Astral Barrage. But then at least the Arceus that have given me a run for the money, Arceus can learn Shadow Claw, which just one-shots Calyrex.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, I will never forget now that you can learn Shadow Claw. I mean, you can learn pretty much every move. And then I learned very quickly that Pecharunt is Ghost. I don't know what typing I thought Pecharunt was.
Okay.
I mean, like I knew it was poison, but I was like, I just kind of thought it was pure poison, but it's poison Ghost.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was Ghost either.
Yeah. No, it's really good when you hit the Astral Barrage and it goes super effective, and you go, "Oh, well, it's dead now. I didn't have to worry about whatever it was going to do." Yeah, it's Poison Ghost. So there's your PSA. I know it's very daunting to get to Master Rank, especially if you care about ribbons. But you can grind to Master Rank using a rental team if you want. You can grab a rental team, just get to Master Rank, and then when you get to Master Rank, you can switch to a different team.
I didn't catch if you said this earlier. Do you have to win at least one battle in Master Rank with that Pokemon to get the ribbon, or just being you do? You have to win one battle in Master Rank.
So once you get to Master Rank, you can like pick your 5 Pokemon, then put Jirachi on, win a match, switch out Jirachi for Shaman, win a match, switch Jirachi out for Arceus, win a match. And you don't actually have to use those mythical Pokemon. Okay. They just have to be part of that 6.
Got it.
Or if you have a friend who is at Master Rank, you could say like, can my Arceus join your team for one battle, and then they can do the one battle and send it back.
So I could send you.
You
when
could.
You get to Master Rank.
Okay, hold on. I'm Ultra Rank right now. I got to win like one more battle to get to Master Rank.
All right.
And I'm gonna choke, which means I gotta lose and then win like 2 battles.
All right, comments. Get your trades ready. Get your Master Rank ribbon from
Comment
Steve's game,
which
and then...
mythical you would like me to carry into Master Rank. That should be a new service I offer. For the low price of $5, I think that's against you.
There you go.
Yeah, you can't sell.
For 1 Twitch Prime, I will give your Zarude the Master Rank ribbon. All right, let's take a quick break, and we'll come back, and we have some TCG news and some other news where I lost my notepad, so I don't really know what it is. TCG and Stamp Rally news. That's what it is. Okay, we will be right back. This podcast is brought to you by NordVPN. It's running a VPN ad, but we have reasons why you would want a VPN. because I know you guys are a bunch of weebs. You play Pokemon Go and you watch anime. I know. That's why NordVPN will help you out. Not only does it access and work in 118 countries, it can support up to 10 devices: Windows, Mac OS, Android, iOS, Nintendo Switch. I actually don't know about that. Linux, Android, TV. But more importantly, when you are traveling the world playing Pokemon Go, like I know all of you do with this podcast in your ears, I don't know what the popular anime is, but whatever that one is, you'll be able to watch it in Paris, in Seoul, in Tokyo. You can use your little VPN, you can switch the little trigger, and boom. And to get the best discounts off your NordVPN plan, go to nordvpn.com/PKMNcast and use code PKMNcast. Our link will also give you 4 extra months on the 2-year plan. There's no risk with NordVPN's 30-day money-back guarantee. The link is in the podcast episode description box. That is nordvpn.com/PKMNcast and use code PKMNcast. And we are back from our break with some scalper drama.
Never ends.
It never ends. I saw a bunch of TikToks on this, but because this is an audio podcast, we're pulling this from PokeBeach, which has like a write-up of what happened, which was Scalper Group clears out Phantasmal Flames from Pokemon Center before release. It's a pretty short article. I'll just go through it. Phantasm Flames has not launched at the Pokemon Center or major retailers yet. However, this morning, its products were preloaded in Pokemon Center's backend in preparation for launch. For over an hour, Scalper Group somehow were able to trick the checkout system into selling these products. One Discord group named Hidden Society was collectively able to purchase 42,000 Phantasmal Flames products. In a message to paid members, a group admin bragged, quote, "This is our holiday season. Let the criers cry and the whiners whine, and they can go tell their moms what happened today while we reap the profits," end quote. Man, these sound like a delightful bunch of people.
Some kind of super villain. Like, what is this?
Yeah. I feel like they're playing up the super villain arc here.
Maybe the stereotypes about like Reddit mods and Discord mods are true. Maybe.
Oh.
The group openly markets itself as the ultimate tool for upcoming entrepreneurs, providing exclusive information across various trending topics that they put money in our members' pockets. So I guess it's not specifically for Pokemon. It is just specifically for screwing over the common folk.
But also, it's that what they did was not legal. I mean, what they they essentially broke in to the back end of something that wasn't available yet and bought the product before they were supposed to.
Bobby,
I mean,
how else are you supposed to be an entrepreneur if you're not breaking some laws?
There's got to be a little bit of law breaking.
Yes.
It remains unclear if the Pokemon Center canceled the group's early orders. In a private message shown on PokeBeach, one of the group's admins told another staff member, "Just tell everyone," quote, "the orders got canceled so people stopped talking about it." Shortly after, screenshots began to circulate of the alleged canceled orders. Some of the group admins have since deactivated their social media accounts following public backlash. Unfortunately, it is difficult for online stores to combat scalper groups, and they often employ a bot network that spoofs credit card numbers, IP addresses, even home addresses. Earlier this year, Pokemon Center implemented a virtual queue to slow down bot purchases, and they also added a purchase limit to their in-store machines to deter scalping. And then PokeBeach goes on to say the Pokemon TCG is experiencing a shortage due to unprecedented demand. Over the past 3 fiscal years, the Pokemon Company International has printed 42% of all Pokemon cards ever produced, and they are printing at max capacity. And just a side note here, not that this specific situation has happened in Japan, but the virtual queue first existed on the Japanese Pokemon Center website.
Mm-hmm.
And then they moved it over to America. So it's not like this is an America only problem. There is. As somebody who was in person when the gold and silver anniversary stuff launched, they also had a scalping problem, both online and in person.
Yeah. Well, the problem with the queue, I mean, the queue is something, but they're also just hit with a ton of bots in the queue. You'll go look at you can look at the number that you are in the queue by looking at like the source code of the web page or something when you're in the queue, and it'll be like 1.5 million or something, and it's like there's not 1.5 million individuals like trying to get TCG product right now. There's a huge bot problem with even with the queue, and I don't know how they fix that. Like, I don't know how they're able to. I mean, they're doing what they can, from what it seems. And if they're printing at max capacity, it's like you could say, no, just print more. And I agree. I wish they would just print all of this into the ground, because then that secondary market would
suffer.
Would maybe not collapse, but it would definitely suffer because everything would become so much cheaper. But they're doing what they can.
I wonder if this Discord group is like also like doing this for like Labubus. They're like, let the Labubu enjoyers cry. We got the big energy. Something said like they block their they often employ bot networks that spoof credit cards, IP address, even home addresses. If you're the Pokemon Center and you see that you had 42,000 phantasmal, what is this set called? Phantasmal Flames products that you were about to put up for people, and all of them were sold out. There has to be like, you now know their names, you know their credit cards, you know their addresses. Maybe they're all fake, but like where you at least know where they're coming from to a certain extent. Like one of those people had to slip up and just like use their like own credit card or their own home address or something, right? Like, I'm not a lawyer. Where's the TikTok attorney? How legal is this? This just seems like you're buying product that is not available on the back end.
Yeah, it's probably not. It might not be illegal, but it's absolutely against their policies. So you can only have so many. I would imagine you can only have so many shipping addresses, right? Like, all of these orders had to come with a shipping address, so there's a place to send the product.
Yeah.
So couldn't they implement something like all those shipping addresses?
Why would the Pokemon company send it?
Yeah, that's the part that's like, how did this go through if it's not out yet?
Well,
yes, it went through. Yes, they bought 42,000, but it was never available to the public. So not a single normal person bought it. So what would stop Pokemon from being like, okay, just cancel all those orders? That would be the easiest thing they could do.
I think they did. I think all the orders. I'm gonna guess all the orders have been canceled, because to your point, that is incredibly easy to see who went through this process of doing this. So there wouldn't be a reason. But I could see the reason that the checking out worked is because in the past, they've announced the set, which they did. There was an email that went out at 6 a.m. on this day.
Yeah, I got the email. Say,
yeah, here's the new set. And then usually within like 3 to 4 hours after that email comes out, at least on the West Coast, that's when the product drops on Pokémon Center. So I'm guessing that they were gearing up to actually have it be public facing like that day, probably within a couple hours of when these people were able to check out. So all the systems were probably up and running. They were just waiting to like flip the switch to make it public facing. And I'm guessing that's how all these people were able to get in and do that. But to your point, I would imagine they should just cancel every single order, because it was never public facing. And hopefully they did. That would be a huge mistake if they didn't. If there are orders that did end up getting to people. Yeah.
Well, because what in the article they were like, tell people it got canceled, right? And then there was like the
Yeah.
screenshots. I think you said so.
Mhm.
Whether or not it actually did, it would almost. I feel like it had to have.
Yeah.
As
I
somebody
think
who
they
worked
were
at the
just
back
saying-
end of like like I ran a storefront that was making like $4 million a year. That was like my job before I started talking about Pokemon for a living. That was like the easiest thing I could do is like see all the orders that happened like when I came in the next morning, and I could just like select all and then hit the little drop down and then go like cancel.
And that's what you did
Like,
every morning. You were
That's
like,
what I yeah. That's
I don't
why
want
the company
anybody-
I worked for went out of business. I just canceled
You're
orders
just
every
canceling
morning.
all the orders.
Yeah, that was like the easiest thing that I could have done. Is just like, oh, it's very easy to cancel orders. But like again, you could just search by like, I could search by specific orders too. So if you're only searching for like these 6 SKUs, and we have 42,000 of like ETB, blister, whatever other products they had, you could search by those six SKUs, see all those orders come in between like the plush orders or whatever, and then just be like, okay, we're canceling all of these / all of these came from these 30 people. Like there has to be, there were some people maybe speculating that this was like a honeypot, like this was intentionally set up for Pokemon to like get these people to be like, I got you, like you fell for our trap. I don't know if I believe that. I don't think this was like intentional to like find that, but you do have some information. I don't know if it's enough information to be like, okay, now we know where the scalpers are coming from, but if they were to actually mail out all of this product, that would be the I think the craziest part of the story.
Yeah. I think people are already so turned off to trying to get TCG product at this point that something like that happening and then those people still getting all the product would be just kind of like the dagger there. Like, I don't think it'll happen. And I think they probably did cancel most, if not all, orders. If one or two, if a few slipped through, it wouldn't surprise me just because, like, I don't know, systems aren't perfect. People aren't perfect. Like, it happens. But I can't imagine 42,000 products are going to be sent out to these people who did this. And I don't know how easy it is, but like what I was saying earlier is you only have so many shipping addresses, right? I would imagine. I mean, I guess you could just open new PO boxes. You could open new things so that you can ship somewhere. But I wonder how easy it would be for them to just like almost like blacklist like addresses, like certain addresses, to be like, oh, all of these shipping addresses like kind of broke our policies to get this product. And then if that just comes up again, it just doesn't allow them to purchase or something like that. I don't know if that's possible, but I don't know. I feel like there are things they can do to somehow get back at this, but at the same time, like, they are making all the money on it. So
I don't think they would have the you're right. They do make a lot of money, but I don't think they would have a problem relisting 42,000 products and then selling through 42,000 products.
no, not at all. Not in 2025 the way TCG products
they would all
move.
sell. You know, they would still get the money.
For sure. They would.
The second part of this Poke Beach stuff, you thought it was over. We have part 2. The Pokemon Company International announced that Mega Evolution has been delayed. Now this is Mega Evolution is coming out first, and then Phantasmal Flames is coming out second. Mega Evolution has been delayed in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa by 2 weeks. The set will now release on October 10th instead of September 26th. There might be a delay for Phantasmal Flames in these regions. And this morning, the Pokemon Company International's press release and social media accounts announced that the set will release on November 14th in the United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and Latin America, leaving out Europe. Normally, they would say will release, quote, around the world. There's no Phantasmal Flames on European Pokemon websites like there would be, nor post on the Europe's social media accounts. It is unclear what is causing these delays. It is possible a supply chain or a shipping logistical issue.
Yeah, I mean, that just adds insult to injury. Like,
yeah, it's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate when there's all of this happening, and then on top of that, they're saying, "Whoops! Now it's going to be even longer to get product." That is a bummer.
There are many times delays can be a good thing, but with everything going on, you know, this is not a great time for it to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it just kind of feels bad.
Speaking of Europe, for the first time in Europe, that was a really good transition. For the first time in Europe, the Pokemon GO Stamp Rally is coming to France. Join us for France's first Pokemon GO Stamp Rally featuring the Mega Evolution event in Paris, and get ready for an exciting Pokemon GO adventure. So start your... Did we talk about this news before? I think we kind of mentioned that there was going to be maybe... There's an event in Paris. If you're an American listening to this, you have very little time to book your flight. I don't know if you would want to book your flight for this. Start your Mega Evolution journey in Paris for 1 weekend from the 13th to the 14th of September at the Westfield Forums des Halles. Plus, embark on a one-of-a-kind real-world adventure as Lumio City's tourist hub invites you to start your Mega Evolution journey. It says, introducing the Stamp Rally, collect stamps across iconic locations and evolve your Charmander into Mega Charizard.
Mega Charizard, huh? That's
confirmed.
Charizard's getting more attention.
But it's going to be Charizard Z. Hold on. Hold on now.
Enjoy a family-friendly route that will take you through the iconic Parisian locations to complete a Pokemon GO Stamp Rally. The rally can be started at any point in the route and in any order. It doesn't really say how many stops there are or what else is happening.
Yeah, it's a pretty vague announcement, or a pretty vague update, I guess.
Oh, they have a separate article. Here we go. Pokemon GO Stamp Rally almost here. This is Paris, September 13th to 14th. The same line. It says the Stamp Rally was 7 locations. So, these are all very, very French names, and I don't think I can say any of them properly.
I see Louvre.
A Louvre, yes, that's a river, I think. There's 2 Louvres. There's a Place de Louvre and a Carousel de Louvre. I don't know the difference between those. Collect weekend exclusive in-game stickers and evolve your Charmander into Mega Charizard Z as you collect your unique stamps along the way. It's weird that the Niantic is saying Mega Charizard Z. Crazy.
We need to clarify for the people who... There's no Mega Charizard Z. Just to clarify.
I don't know. You should check Niantic's website to verify that.
I think the palace place you mentioned is what they modeled, like the one palace where you watch the fireworks in X and Y off of, I think. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's the one.
None of these places are the Eiffel Tower.
Well, so you think, but it's French. It might just be... It might say it differently.
They're saying there's events in Campfire, so they're on Saturday. It says from 10 to 11 Pokemon Go Bussy St. George, 11 to 12. I'm saying that wrong. I know I'm saying that wrong. 11 to 12 Pokemon Go Bourges La Renée, 12 to 13 Pokemon Go SQY. What does any of that mean? Also, why is it saying more on Campfire? Why just list it here on the website?
But you gotta download Campfire.
That's how they get you to download. That's how they're getting the French to download Campfire.
So I have done 2 stamp rallies. I did the Pokemon Go Fest Osaka stamp rally, which there was only 1 stamp outside of Pokemon Go Fest, which was at a 7-Eleven outside it. And then the rest of the stamps were around that part of Osaka, which is like most people think of Osaka as like the downtown, very busy area with the river and the Don Quixote and all that stuff. The where Go Fest is it's like 40 minutes north. You have to like take like a 30-minute train like straight north, and then you have to take like a 10-minute monorail to the east, and then you get off, and then that's where the park is. So it's not really close to that. So all of those other stamps were like around that upper part of the area, and then 2 of the stamps were near like a photo op of like the Pokegenic, which we've talked about before. So they like put like a big giant sticker of like Zamazenta and Zacian on the wall, and then you could like take a photo with them, and then that was where one of the stamps were. And then at that specific location, there was like 2 like Japanese women just like Ohayo gozaimasu, and they're just like handing out little like Pikachu hats, and you're like, no, I have too many. Stop giving me Pikachu hats. I don't need any more. Please no. So I would assume for some of these Paris things there will maybe be some Pokegenic stuff maybe scattered around, and I would assume a lot of Pikachu hats are being handed out. The other stamp rally I did was at the World Fair, or whatever they call it, the World Expo that happens every like 5 years, and that had I think 7 stamps, and they had actually they had Pokemon standees or like ceramic statues, and then like one was the starters, and then one was like Eevee, and then one was like Mew, and like I think there was a Smeargle one, and so you could take a picture of that in real life, and then that would also be the Pokestop, and then that would also be the stamp. And then I think it was every 2 of them would give you a spawn in the game, and then that spawn could be shiny, and then all the spawns would have the expo background, which would make them like cool. Incredibly rare. I didn't get any shinies. I don't know if these stops will have Pokemon spawn and if those Pokemon will have backgrounds, but there is a stamp book in Pokemon Go. Once you go to a stamp event, the stamp book will pop up, and then you will always have it. And it's really neat, and it's actually kind of disappointing that the Worlds didn't have this. Like, they didn't have any stamp rally. They didn't have an in-person stamp rally, and they didn't have a Pokemon Go stamp rally, which is like crazy, because now they're doing like this stamp rally here, which like is fine. I'm not saying like Paris doesn't deserve a stamp rally. I don't know, maybe somebody is saying Paris doesn't deserve a stamp rally, but I am saying I feel like your biggest event of the year, which ideally is Worlds, should maybe have a stamp rally.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That would make sense for sure. Did you mention the grand prize you can win for the stamp rally?
No, wait, I didn't see that.
So you get your digital stamp sheet by visiting a Pokestop to unlock the rally. And then there are 3 simple steps to share your journey using the event hashtags for a chance to win the grand prize, a trip for 4 to Japan.
What?
Here's how to join. So step 1.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Step 1. Explore the magic of Paris with the Pokemon Go Stamp Rally. Wander through iconic landmarks, collect all 7 stamps in the app, and enjoy the journey. Step 2. Snap it like a pro. Take a screenshot of your completed stamp card. Capture an AR photo of your favorite Pokemon at one of the stamp locations. And then step 3. Share both images on social media, whether that be Instagram, TikTok, or Twitter, X, using hashtag Pokemon Go Paris. And I guess you can be entered. It does say entrants must be 18 or older on the conditions. And the entries must be posted on social media by 11:59 p.m. CEST on September 17th, 2025. The winner will be selected at random from eligible entries received and contacted before October 31st, 2025. So it looks like the prize includes return flights from Paris, France to Tokyo, and a hotel for 5 nights. The approximate retail value is 15,000 euros. That's a pretty good grand prize.
I don't know how you're flying 4 people out for 15,000 euros, but... Oh, I was thinking in yen. Okay, 15,000 euros, sure. Yeah.
I was like, that's a lot of 15,000 euros is pretty good.
Yeah, no. 15,000 yen is only like $1,000.
Yeah.
I was like, you ain't fly 4 people out for $1,000.
I was like, yeah, for sure.
Sorry, I just had to buy flights in yen last night from Tokyo to Nagasaki. I was like doing the math in my head. I was like, that ain't correct. They did announce that Stamp Rallies are coming to Amsterdam, Bangkok, Cancun, Valencia, and Vancouver for those safari zones, but there's not like details, nor do I think you're winning a flight to Japan for participating in those. But yeah, the Stamp Rally stuff is neat. Again, I don't know if the Stamp Rally for that stuff will include like background or specific Pokemon. For me, I don't think that matters too much. I just think the Stamp Rallies are like fun and another thing to do in Pogo and like gives you a reason to walk in a specific direction. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about how many people actually went to the World Championships, and then we have a little bit of Pokemon Sleep. So we will be right back. This is an ad by BetterHelp. Let's be serious for a second. Mental health is important. Some days are harder than others, and sometimes you just need an outlet to go to. I've talked about mental health on my own stream a ton. I've talked about my therapist that I see. I think therapy is important, and I also think therapy should be talked about like going to the gym or eating well, or not something that you should feel ashamed of discussing with other people. BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally with over 30,000 therapists under their belt. The main appeal here is it's convenient. You can join a session with a therapist at a click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life, and you'll have the ability to switch therapists at any time. And I really think that finding a good therapist is like finding a good pair of shoes. You might have to try 1 or 2 pairs on before you really find a pair that you like. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/PKMNcast pod. That is BetterHelp, HELP.com/PKMNcast pod. And we are back from our break. This is off NPR 2025 Pokemon World Championship. Show how competitive the game still is. We're gonna skip past the fluff here. Who's the Jamal is our author here. They said it was a modest setting over 20 years ago, but this past weekend, over 25,000 people gathered at Anaheim's Convention Center in California for the 2025 Pokemon World Championship. Vendors, side events, spectators in costumes, and food trucks selling Pikachu-themed pizza spanned nearly 2 million square foot venue. That's true. There was a food truck selling a Pikachu pizza. That is true.
I didn't see that. I would have got some.
It was like black olives, I think. Black olives and pepperoni.
Oh, I wouldn't have got that. Never
There were
mind.
multiple. There was like one of the food trucks was selling like a Gengar drink or something too. Yeah.
The takeaway from this article, and I'll put this article in the show notes from NPR, is that that seems like the most accurate or only head count we have gotten for this event was 25,000 people, which then, if the if the arena only held about 7,000 people, that is like 1/5 of all people who bought a $100 ticket could have got into. And then the Chase Center is what did people say? 19,000? 18,000 people?
Right around 18,000.
Which they're now charging an extra $30 for this month, right? We have to buy XP tickets this month.
Yeah, like 10 days as we record. In 10 days as we record. Okay, I actually had a question about that because we haven't. I don't think we've talked about this in the years past. This year, last year, I think since London. But I don't know how about before that. To buy a spectator pass to Worlds, it was a lottery. Like you weren't guaranteed a ticket, right?
I believe that's correct.
It
Yeah,
became a
because some people wanted to go,
lottery.
but they didn't. They didn't get the tickets. They weren't able to buy a ticket because they didn't. They didn't have the opportunity to buy a ticket as a
It
spectator.
became a lottery with Yokohama. I don't think it was lottery for London. Um, and
Okay.
and London didn't fully sell out until like a couple weeks before. Saturday definitely sold out, and I think a 3-day
Right.
pass sold out. But I believe it was still relatively easy to get either a Friday only or a Sunday only pass.
Okay. So Yokohama, Hawaii, Anaheim, that was a lottery. You weren't
Yes.
guaranteed you were going to get to buy a ticket. This year
Yeah.
in San Francisco, it sounds like there's no lottery, right? It's just tickets go on sale and you
Hmm.
buy them until they're sold out, which is cool. Like because I know as a lot of people but last year were real bummed that it's like they didn't even have the opportunity to buy a ticket because they just didn't like get picked as someone who could. So the fact that there isn't a lottery system this year is nice. Even I mean it's an expensive ticket. Maybe that's part of it, but
Yeah.
it is nice that there's not a that if you want a ticket and you're just there, you're able to get one.
Yeah, it's still weird to buy a ticket for an event that is 11 months away.
Yeah, it is. I don't
And
know.
we
I
don't
when we take
know if
trips we
they're
buy
refundable or not.
right, true. I think that we'll definitely know that when the tickets go up for
Yeah, because I think
sale.
well,
I
they'll
think
have
they
to
have to
legally
tell us that.
state.
They gotta let
what-
us know.
Yeah,
You would think.
you'd think. California's pretty strict, I feel like, on
Mhm.
those types
Right.
of things. So I think you'd have to know. But anyway, sorry, that's getting away from this about this current world championships that we just that we just came from.
So if they're, I guess the question is like, they're saying 25,000 people gathered, but that doesn't say like how many people had a 3-day pass, how many people just had a Saturday pass, who just had a
Right.
Sunday pass.
Yeah.
So I doubt it's 25,000 3-day passes. Maybe there was like some combination, like Saturday would have been, I'm sure a Saturday only pass was probably the most popular besides a 3-day. But if the Chase Center can hold 18,000 people, and this is 25,000 people altogether, again, not all 25,000 people had a 3-day pass. That sounds like the stadium should account for more than enough, even if they were to say like 30 or 35,000 people are coming, because one, not everyone will go on Sunday, and two, maybe not even everyone wants to sit in the stadium.
Yeah. I think that they'll be I don't think they'll have a problem this year with seating in the stadium. I do think they'll be able to fit everyone who wants to sit in the stadium. I don't think they'll have more than 18,000 people that want to sit in the stadium on Sunday.
Yeah. But what is like, let's just say they sell 15,000 stadium tickets at $30 a pop. That's close to 500,000.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I don't even know if that pays for the that probably doesn't pay for the stadium.
no, probably not. But you do have to think as well with Anaheim, you went to Worlds and then you were rejected at the event from getting into the stadium, right? Now you're getting this ticket 11 months beforehand. So you already are going to know if you're in the stadium or not, right? On this year, it was like you might get in, people might leave, you might have a chance, you don't, they're not letting you in now. There's all that. Next year, that won't be an issue because you'll just have a ticket, right? And so you got a ticket in September of this year, you're going to be able to be in the stadium in August of next year. If you didn't get a ticket, then
Yeah,
beforehand.
we had
Yeah,
somebody comment on our YouTube video that they watched like Unite and they watched a little bit of Go, and then TCG came on, and TCG is really hard to watch if you've never played TCG. So they like left, and then they came back and they couldn't get back in because at that point it was like full, and it was like that sucked. That like feels bad.
Yeah,
It does, especially because you are committing to, if you wanted to stay in, you're committing to like sitting there for a lot of hours.
The entire day, pretty much.
And you can walk around. There was a concession stand. You can go downstairs. You can get a drink and food, and you're still in the arena this year.
Wait, how much was a hot dog there?
Glau, you bought one. You bought
like
one, right?
$6.
$6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The
Pretty
same
good.
as in the convention. Same as in the convention center. $6. Yeah. But yeah, I think.
Did
it'll
they
be
have
much
like
better
people
next
walking
year.
up and down the stands, being like slinging
No.
beer, like beer here?
No, you had to leave to get your food.
Yeah, you did. But you were still in the arena. But
Yeah.
you did have to leave your seat to get food. Slinging beers.
I'm fairly certain there was no beer there.
Yeah,
I didn't
don't
look,
think- yeah.
but I don't think there was.
I
That
don't
probably
think there
makes
was alcohol.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although it was still wild when I went to the Pokemon Go Fest in Berlin.
Yeah.
And it was like all beer. It was like 8 a.m. and people were getting beers. And I remember like getting like a pizza from a booth. And I was like, hey, I'll take a slice of pizza. Can I get like a Coke? And they were like, no Coke, only beer. And then they pointed behind me and they were like, you can get soda over there. I was like, what?
Wow.
What country is this?
It's Germany, dude.
know.
Of course.
But it did
Of course
feel weird to be inside a fenced park at a Pokemon Go event, and they were just, every booth was serving beer. That was kind of weird.
Yeah.
That feels strange.
I think that's definitely a strange feeling, especially coming from America, because of just the way that like we view beer here in America and they view beer in Germany. I think is just it's so different, right?
Did
it's
they
just
have-
a very different.
Did they have beer and alcohol at the Rose Bowl?
Not that I remember. No, they didn't.
I don't think so either.
Mm-mm.
I'm trying to think of a Pokemon event that would have had alcohol that wasn't specifically Germany.
Well, we've got Vegas regionals coming up.
That is true.
Yeah,
a
that's
little hard
a little-
to stop it there.
A little
Yeah,
weird.
maybe not right in the convention center, but
Real weird on them. Vegas must have paid so much money to have that event. They're like so desperate for events right now.
are they?
Yeah, they're like they're always overbidding for stuff.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. They've got a baseball team coming in, and they just got a football team. So,
Well, if they have a baseball team and a Pokemon Go event, maybe I'm interested.
it won't be when
They're coming
regionals
back.
is, but
25,000 people doesn't seem like a lot. Maybe it does. I don't know. How much does isn't a Comic-Con like 80,000 people? Comic-Con.
not
I feel like
sure.
I should know this, but I do not.
Yeah, you should. It's literally down the street from you, Bobby.
It is, and it's very crowded around this town when Comic-Con comes.
135,000 people last year.
Wow.
Dang.
And then New York was 200,000 people.
And those are like weekend passes for Comic-Con are like $400 or something.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
That is.
It felt like there was a lot of people at Worlds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think 25,000 is okay. If a Comic-Con's getting 135,000, and Comic-Con obviously spans so many different like franchises and like fandoms and stuff like that, you know? So 25,000 people from around the world, I think is pretty good for just specifically competitive Pokemon. And I know it's more of a convention, a little bit more than it was in past years, but I still think that it's sold as like a competitive Pokemon event. So,
Yeah, and I think that's why the name change.
yeah.
C2E2 was 85,000 last year.
Do you know what E3 used to get? Like approximately?
I
That would have
don't.
been.
Dragon Con was 72,000 this year. Or last year, I should say. PAX West was 100,000.
PAX West was. I guess I didn't realize how big the PAX.
PAX
are.
East was 100,000. PAX South isn't a thing anymore. PAX Unplugged, maybe. Said sold out, but does not have attendance for PAX Unplugged.
So just real quick for E3, it looks like 2019 may have been the last in-person one, of course. 66,000 for E3.
Oh wow, I kind of thought a little bit more, but E3 was also like harder to get tickets, and
Right.
TwitchCon San Diego, 23,000.
oh wow, so more people at a Pokemon tournament than a TwitchCon is kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
TwitchCon is so niche though.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Like Twitch is so niche compared to like YouTube specifically. Like what's like a VidCon?
What's a VidCon? Yeah.
55,000.
Great content.
Yeah, that
I
makes
was
that
looking
makes
up
sense. Yeah. I love just shouting numbers into people's ears. 55,000 for VidCon.
Okay. Yeah. I think 25,000 is a good number for
Yeah,
the World
it is not
Championships.
too bad, no.
Yeah. I think that's decent for sure.
I think there was enough to do. I think if their plan is to bring more people into it and the plan is to have more things to do, I think the only thing that is really stopping them is like the space, because they need a bigger space to then have more attendance.
Mm-hmm.
But then they kind of run out of like. I think there was enough to do, but if they were to like invite another 10,000 people or even another 20,000 people, I think there would need to be more things. Like I don't think a museum, a Miraidon, a stage, some autograph stuff. Look, it feels like I'm underplaying it. I think there was more than enough to do for sure, but like maybe you like double the size of the vendor hall. Maybe I don't know how you make the museum any bigger, because it looks like the museum is kind of the same museum they've been like touting around for the last 2 years. Maybe you make the TCG art showcase bigger, but I do think you maybe need another couple things to do. Stamp Rally would maybe fill that. Maybe more accessible side events.
Yeah. Revamp the like TCG trading. Like it would be fun to be able to like legitimately trade with people that are not just vendors, because like that TCG trading area was cool. It was cool to see all the stuff that they had, because there was a lot of like pretty cool cards in there because they were vendors. So they had a bunch of like, PSA graded classic cards and things like that, which were cool to see. But I'm not trading. I don't have, I don't have the cards to trade for like a $14,000 PSA 10 autographed Charizard, from like a Rita or anything like that. So it's like, it'd be cool if there was like a dedicated area where you just brought your trade binder. Like there wasn't like, because in this TCG area, they had ticketed times where like vendors could set up and then they could trade with you. But it would be cool if there was just a dedicated area where there wasn't like anybody scheduled to be there. You just went in and other people went in and you all had your trade binders, and then you just were like trading cards with each other. There just wasn't like a dedicated setup area to do that. If you were in that trading area, I felt like you were mostly going to be trading with like the vendors that were already sitting in that area.
I feel like they could do something similar with Pokemon Go. I feel like there's enough things to trade in that game that would be something that people would want to do, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. A trade area of sorts would be cool.
Like how they have at Pokemon Go events of like, here's the area directly in the sun, because we don't want you sitting here all day. But yeah, it would be nice if there was like a place you could go and be like, I'm looking for Tauros, or I'm looking for Chatot, or I'm looking for Pachirisu or something. I think going back to the vendor stuff, like that area was the no money allowed, trade only. I think a lot of those vendors were
No
just
money.
telling people like, hey, meet me at the hotel after this event, and then you can just give me $200. I think they were just marketing themselves, which is probably why it feels icky.
Yes. I did pick up a Mew. I didn't buy it. I physically picked up a Mew card that was graded and was talking to a vendor about it. And yeah, he was like, oh, I can't put, prices on these. I was like, yeah, because you're not supposed to be selling anything. It's like, can we trade for this or something? But it's like they all clearly had prices on everything ready because they're vendors. Like, that's just what they are, right? And so it just didn't feel good in that way because it wasn't the same as just like naturally finding people to trade with. It felt like going to a card shop to trade with a business versus like just trading with another individual.
It kind of reminds me of like when I worked at GameStop and somebody would come in and they would like trying to like sell their Xbox 360, and I would be like, oh, like whatever GameStop, right, whatever the register says it's worth when you scan it. So it's like, I don't know, I can give you $80 for this, and then the person behind them is like, $80, man, I'll give you like 150 for it right now, because GameStop's gonna like sell it for like 250 or whatever, and then it was like. Yep. I can't hear this. I'm not allowed. Like, you have to go outside to like do this deal.
Yep. I don't feel bad about it at a GameStop. Obviously, like, don't do that at a shop. But like at a GameStop, it's like I did that with an Apple TV, but it was only for literally they were gonna give me $4 for this Apple TV that I had. And the person standing behind me was like, I got a $5 bill right here. And I was like, sure. Like,
yeah, that's better.
I was like, gonna give it away. I might as well get $5.
That's crazy. Yeah. I feel like an Apple TV is like at least 20, right?
Yeah, it was an older generation, but it still worked. Like, it still worked just fine. Like, somebody got it for $5 for me. So good for them.
You should join that entrepreneur Discord, Bobby. You could be making even more money.
Dude, you know who's joined that entrepreneur Discord probably is GameStop. I have to rant for a second because I went into a GameStop to buy some White Flare Black Bolt cards. Like, I called them up. I was like, do you have any cards right now? And they're like, yeah, we have the booster bundles. I was like, okay, awesome. Didn't think to ask what they cost because I didn't realize that GameStop was going to jack their prices up above MSRP. But I was like, all right, no problem. I go into the store and a booster bundle costs, I believe, $26.99 is MSRP. If you go to the Pokemon Center website and if they somehow happen to have any, they're $26.99. I go up to the thing, to the GameStop employee. I'm like, oh, I'll take one of those booster bundles. $40. I was like, wait, what? $40? They're like, yeah, $40. And so I look at my like account, and I canceled my pro membership earlier this year, but I was like, oh, I have some like in-store credit available like on my account. I can see it right here. And he's like, oh yeah, you have like about $10 worth of credit. I'm like, sweet, I'll just use that. Like, I'll get it back down to close to like MSRP. And he's like, oh, sorry, you can't use any of that credit because you're not a pro member anymore. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, you can't use any of the credit unless you're a pro member. And he's like, but if you sign up for a pro membership, it's like $10 off. So it's only like $15. And I was like, okay, first off, I'm not paying $15 to get overpriced Pokemon TCG products from you for a membership that I'm not going to use again in the next year. This is ridiculous. And I don't think I will ever shop at GameStop again. Like, I was already over GameStop to begin with. Yeah. But I was just like it was like 45% over MSRP was what those booster bundles were at GameStop.
I didn't know GameStop was listing things over MSRP.
I didn't either until last week. It's wild.
Raikou, Entei, Suicune, and coming to Pokemon Sleep. That will be this week. Going into next week, they did do an update, which started on Also, they're adjustments to sleep point exchanges will start on September 30th. So there will be a regular exchange limit from Hard Candy S from 10 to 15. Regular exchange points from Hard Candy S will be from 160 points, will go down to 140 points. And then the premium points will change from 700 to 600. So one thing is getting more expensive, and then two things are getting cheaper. But that'll go in effect on September 30th. They did adjust both Mimikyu and Braverary. Both of those are just now slightly better. So no nerf there. And then obviously this week and next week will be Raikou, Entei, Suicune, and then all the berries should be force set to water, fire, electric for the next weeks. Also, there are new legendary bundles. We don't really talk about the bundles a lot, but there is somebody on like the Pokemon Sleep subreddit that like breaks down the bundles every time they come out. And they pretty much said that these bundles are not particularly good. And they said the last time we got really good bundles was like the Christmas bundles. And before that was like, there was like a bundle around when like the Eevee week happened. And that one was like really good. But they have said that no bundles since then have been like as good of a deal as like the last Christmas bundle we got. So I don't know. If you have the money and you want 3,000 diamonds is what, like $50?
Something like that. Oh.
It's like $48, I think. I mean, whatever your heart can handle, I guess. Where are you guys going this week?
Green grass.
Regular green grass?
Oh yeah. I don't have expert unlocked yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh no. I will probably go expert green grass this week. Yeah, I've been sticking with expert mode.
Yeah, I've been expert mode since it's come out, but I don't know. The highest I've made it was like Master 1.
Oh, you got to master anything? This week will be my highest one. I keep getting extra tasty meals this week for some reason. Like, I think almost half of my meals this week have been extra tasty, and I haven't been running I ran Cramorant a little bit, but for the most part, it's just been luck, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm still only like Ultra 3. So I'm doing something wrong, I think.
Yeah. Well, the one time I made it to Master 1 was just because I was running good camp ticket.
True. I haven't been running good. I'll probably run good camp ticket this week.
Yeah.
With the legendaries. There's the strategy of having like a berry burst Pokemon on your team throughout the week too, right? It's Mimikyu is good in that respect.
Well, Mimikyu doesn't fit any of the three, whatever.
No, I know, but I mean, I'd do any of them fit? I don't think there is a berry burst Pokemon that
No,
fits
none of the
those
berry
three.
bursts fit for this because it would be Sceptile, Mimikyu, and Bravery. I think are the three berry burst ones.
Yeah,
and like Sceptile's like the best Pokemon in the game right now. So even though Sceptile is like a skill mon, we should maybe explain this to people. Even though Sceptile is a skill mon, you want Sceptile with Berry Finding S still, and then you ideally want Sceptile with like Speed of Help up, and then like skill triggers. So like Sceptile has definitely power crept a lot of other Pokemon. Like I don't even know why you would even use Meganium at this point, because Sceptile just does everything Meganium does, but a million times better. But with like are you talking about like berry bombing? Because like a lot of people are like prepping a berry bomb, which I looked into this so I could explain this. So your Pokemon, let's just say you're using like a Raichu, and a Raichu you want any berry Pokemon. So like Glau, I think got a shiny Slack Off this morning.
Yeah, I did.
And Slack Off, I think, is berry finding, or Slack Off is a berry mon. So any berry mon you want berry finding S. If it doesn't have it, it's useless. I hate to say it. It's just there's nothing that can save it. Berry finding S on a berry mon is what you want. So you want that on
Comments are
Meganium,
gonna
you want
be-
that on Typhlosion, you want that on Feraligatr, you want that on whatever it says in the upper corner.
Yep.
So when
Berry Finding S.
wait,
Oh,
you got
nice.
shiny Slack off with Berry
On the
Finding
Slack
S?
Off?
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Pretty cool.
In your
Nice.
first slot too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, that's crazy.
Power that thing all the
All
way
right,
up.
I'll evolve it right now.
But keep it as a Vigoroth. You don't want to go to Slack off. Vigoroth is better than Slack off because of the good sleep ribbon. Gosh, Pokemon Sleep is so
All right.
great. It's so awesome. There's so much.
I'm
back. I'm back. Keep it as a Vigoroth. So if you wanted a Berry Bomb, you're probably too late listening to this. But ideally, so if you have a berry finding Pokemon like Raichu, and then you have Raikou, so the Raikou, Suicune, Entei can Berry Bomb. So I guess this is relevant because most people will be trying to get Raikou, Entei, Suicune. So your Pokemon all have an inventory limit, and then after an inventory limit, they have a hidden inventory limit, which is 99. So that's when like the sneaking snacking occurs, when you like wake up in the morning and it's like, oh, Raichu gave 14,000, but Plusle only gave like 1,000. So they were like sneaky snacking, but there's a limit that they will hit. Anytime you activate Raikou, Suicune, or Entei's ability, so in this case Raikou, it will add to that 99 hidden limit and go over. So Raikou's main skill will add more berries to like Raichu or whatever other Pokemon are near it, whatever electric Pokemon are near it. So what you're doing is all week you are using Raikou's ability to power up Raichu or Pikachu, and then you're leaving Pikachu and Raichu alone. You're not touching them at all. So then when you do activate them on the next week to Berry Bomb, they have all of these hidden berries that Raikou has forced into their inventory. So you're pretty much like using a week like this past week, which was like no event was happening, to then do a huge berry bomb on the week there is an event. So you don't have to change any of your berry mons. You're still looking for good berry mons, but you are looking for a Raikou, Entei, Suicune that are like main skill, like helping speed up kind of things, so they can help the Raichus and whatever other berry mons do, like for Alligator would be for Suicune.
Right.
So that's how you're planning that.
Got it.
So you're pretty much like
but that
throwing
all would
away
have
a
had to
week.
happen last week. That you would have had to prepare that last week, because it'd be like Monday morning. You're now actually clicking on the Raichu or Pikachu.
Yeah.
Popping up.
Mhm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because you're ultimately those legendaries are forcing you to go over your hidden value limit.
Yeah.
So
you're
I
like
think
tanking a week in order to do that, because you're like not going to touch your Pokemon, or at least a few of them, for a week.
right.
Okay.
It's neat. But
It's the long game.
yeah. But I've been, from everything I've researched, for like expert mode, Pokemon like Sceptile, Pokemon like Mimikyu, Pokemon like Braviary, they are more designed for expert mode because of like their berry burst skills.
Right. Have you been getting teams together each week that are really hitting on those berries? Like, have you been like switching your teams up and actually hitting on those berries each week?
Yeah. The only Pokemon I don't switch is Wigglytuff.
Yeah, I've been sticking with Wigglytuff the entire, and I've had a couple fairy weeks. Like 2 of the 3 weeks I've done have been like fairy, which is awesome.
Oh yeah, not over here.
But like this week I had flying, and so I was able to put Cramorant in from time to time, but like I was just trying to keep up my stuff to keep my biggest meals going, which isn't obviously that, like, it's more focused. The expert really should be more focused on berries than anything else, right?
I think so. Well, until you get your percentage back up to like 75%.
Yeah, true.
Because like
Very true.
when I'm 75%, like my dream curry hits like 80k, and my dream curry only hits like 39k without those boosts.
Yeah, it's sad. Don't come to expert mode, Clow. Just
Yeah, I
stay.
kind of like feeling good in regular mode.
Wait, what's the
You
highest
know.
you've gotten on green grass before?
I'm honestly not sure. I think it's like 18 or something.
Oh, okay.
No, if you were 18, you'd have expert mode.
Oh, okay, then no. I don't know. Right now I'm only like Master 4, but I've also not been feeding Snorlax like at all.
Do you have Suicune
what?
Anti-Raikou?
Yeah.
You're not feeding Snorlax?
I mean,
You
not
said
this
earlier you
week.
don't know how to play. You got to feed Snorlax.
Well, I know how to play the game, but I don't know. The last couple weeks I've just been going to sleep, waking up, seeing what I get, and that's
Got it.
about it.
Sure.
You know.
Not checking
But
in every day.
no.
Mm-hmm.
Not feeding Snorlax every day.
Not telling the game that you're actually in Seattle every morning, so you can not miss breakfast.
No, I'm not doing that.
I've
Although I
definitely never
usually go
done
to
that
bed around when breakfast starts. So I usually, if I were to feed it, I would feed it before I go to bed breakfast
Wow.
at 4 a.m. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I usually miss lunch.
But lunch goes in. Okay. Sure.
Is lunch until 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, then I just don't. I just don't do it then. No, yeah. But there's some weeks where I'm into it.
Like this week, you'll be into
Yeah,
it, right?
I
With
will
the
be into it this
legendaries
week because
back?
there's legendary stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go expert, but I don't want to like miss out on any of the rewards for like doing so poorly.
Yeah, that's kind of true. But are we gonna have more chance at like shiny legendaries because we're on expert? Because the
think
shiny rate is
You're
higher.
supposed to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like,
I mean,
kinda
I don't
think
know.
it'd be cool
Like,
to have a
I
shiny
think
beast,
we know
maybe.
what the berries are going to be. We know that they're going to be locked. So like,
Yeah.
I have like a Feraligatr and I have like a Golduck. Like, I am ready. I think on the back end to be like, I have because there is no fire. Well, I guess there is an electric healer. It would be Palmy, but I don't have a Palmy, so I'm just gonna. But I know that my Wigglytuff doesn't suffer. Like I know, like statistically,
Right.
it suffers because it doesn't match. But like I know that because it procs every morning,
Mhm.
it will stay good throughout the day, unless I just have really bad RNG.
Right.
So like I'm not too worried about that. I just don't want, like, I would feel terrible if I didn't make it to Master Rank 3 the first week, but because I made it to Master Rank 1 already, and now it's been a couple weeks.
Right. I don't know.
I would think, assuming you a good camp ticket, you probably would.
Yeah.
But
Because, like, I'm gonna put, like, the Dene on my team tonight, so then it double procs starting tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
I have a
Yeah.
good Raikou, but I'm not going to power up Raikou until there's another Candy Boost week. But I was powering up a Golduck during Candy Boost week, so my Golduck would be ready to go.
It feels like you have a good setup for a team for this week on expert mode.
I think so. Like I'm hoping
you have 2
that
weeks too,
I
right?
feel like you do.
Do the first week on expert and then like suss that out, feel like how good it felt, and then switch it up next week and just go not expert if you didn't feel.
No, because if I do decently the first week in expert, next week you already start off with like the boost.
True.
So then I would just run second week expert as well.
Well, that's what I'm pushing you to do.
Okay.
You're going expert both weeks.
you got my secret. You got my secret plan out there.
You could run maybe regular green grass and then go expert the second week, but I want to keep on powering. You're right. There is a better shiny boost on expert, I believe. I think that's correct.
Yeah.
Yes, you're more likely to encounter shiny Pokemon. Now, I don't know that we haven't had a situation with legendaries yet, so I assume that would make a difference with legendaries, that they wouldn't be like excluded from that. But I do believe you're like more likely to see shiny Pokemon. Now, from my own experience, I couldn't tell you that because I've only seen one, and it was today after like 3 or 4 weeks of doing expert mode.
Yeah, what shiny did you
But-
get today? Oh, you
I
got Marowak. Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
I
Did I have
already
Berry
had a
Finding
Marowak
us?
and a Cubone. So, and no berry finding. No, this is not a good Marowak at all. But it's green.
I got a shiny Eevee
Good
this morning with 4 gold skills, which is never good. It's like Sleep XP, Research XP,
No.
Dream Shard XP.
You gotta
I was like,
release it. Send
This
it
is
away.
useless. Yeah, I'll just send it away.
See, I'm in the boat where if I use a friend incense, I trick myself into thinking there's a better chance it'll be shiny because they're always like hungry or whatever. But I don't think that's how that works.
I
Don't think that's how that works. But
I like to think
I
it
like the
is,
logic
you know?
though. That's good logic.
Yeah, it's like, oh, something's guaranteed to be hungry. It's, you know,
Could
a
be
shiny's always
shiny.
guaranteed to be hungry. So
I like that logic.
it's not really worked very well, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna still keep doing it.
All right. Well, good luck on your sleep journeys this week. If you stick around for our bonus segment, we moved some stuff around the podcast, so if there's some weird cuts or edits, you probably wouldn't notice in the audio version. You probably only notice in the video version. That's not true. You're probably not actually looking at the video the entire time. But if you're sticking around for the bonus stuff, I do talk about the baseball game that I went to for Pokemon Go. So that'll be in the bonus segment because this episode ran a little long because Glau is the yapper. That's not true. It's mostly me. It's got to throw somebody under the bus. But thank you. Thank you for making it this far. Thank you for making it to the end. If you're on the premium feed, just stick around after the credits for the Pokemon Go /baseball talk. I think it was like I think the event was really cool. So it was fun to talk about. If you're not on the premium feed, you can go to patreon.com/PKMNcast to sign up for a free trial. Or if you're using the Apple Podcasts app, you can sign up for a free trial in that app specifically as well. Otherwise, I think that's our episode. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Austin. We will see you guys next week. This has been another episode of the Pokemon Podcast, and we are
super effective.
Super Malamar.
Oh, our friend.
full. Like, there were a lot of spawns in the stadium the entire time. Like, I couldn't catch everything. It really felt like Mall of America spawns.
Wow.
And so, like, getting into the stadium, really easy because they had a million gates. And then it makes me question why it's so hard to get into the Rose Bowl every year. Just open